Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings, dear students of the Sanctuary Academy of Universal Enlightenment. It is indeed an honor and a privilege, truly a privilege, to have this opportunity. I would say not a golden opportunity, but a platinum opportunity to come before you in this medium and share with you something of ilm, something of knowledge, something of hikmah, something of wisdom that you and I can learn to grow together and be better as human beings. One of our great Sufi teachers, Maulana Rumi, once said to us, "We are not human beings, but we are spiritual beings having a human experience." You know, one of the reasons that I founded the Sanctuary Academy of Universal Enlightenment in 2005 was because I was lonely. And I, one day, with some friends, was reading the words of Maulana Rumi and his teacher, Shams Tabriz, and Shams said to Rumi, "You know, I have roamed the desert, searching for someone who could endure my company." And so those words resonated with me. And in that, I would say the Sanctuary Academy was born. Because I had to find those that resonated with me. I had to find those that could endure being in my company. And so now we have the Sanctuary Academy of Universal Enlightenment. We have been up and running since 2005. It has had great success. It has had challenges, but yet great success. And as we continue to study and learn and grow within the Kemetic knowledge, within the Sufi knowledge, within the great spiritual expanse that we are studying today, we are becoming an institution, not only in America, but as an international entity around the world. I am so grateful that you would put your trust in me as a human being and as the headmaster of the school, of the academy rather, to share with you ilm, which is knowledge in Arabic, from Quran, from the Torah, from the Injil, from the Bhagavad Gita, from the Buddhist sutras, from all the knowledges from around the world. You said, "Brother, how can you put all of those teachings together? The Bible, the Quran, the Torah, and all of those writings together, Eastern ideologies. Is this some New Age thing?" No, it is not New Aged. It has been here since the beginning of time. What I am sharing with you has no birth record. It is from the beginning because it is truly a study of the universe. Universe means one statement. And here we are today studying the one statement that came from the divine being whom I call Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillah. Allah the Most High, the divine reality. So, with that said, tonight I want to complete a portion of a video that we already began, really, on the Huruuf, on the letters of the Quran, on the letters of Arabic. And we want to share with you tonight, I want to share with you tonight, the remaining of those letters. Now, as we begin to study these letters, I want you to pay close attention to my mouth, how I form the words, how the breath comes out, because it is very important that you learn them precisely, as best as possible. But we want to be as close to precise as humanly possible. Why do I say that? I learned from one of my teachers early on that practice is not what makes perfect. It is perfect practice that makes perfect. And what I'm about to share with you, you must come to realize and understand that every huruf, every letter, every kalimat of the Quran is so powerful. Each letter emanates, vibrates with a quantitative energy that you couldn't even imagine just by sitting thinking on it, imagine it is an impossibility. We have to study it, we have to learn it, and then we have to open the channels within ourselves to reach those higher levels that you and I can use these letters, these power symbols, these portals of energy into the other dimensions, if you will. So tonight I'm going to complete the recitation of the Alif Ba, and I pray that you would study it and study it and study it and then study it some more. Write them down, learn them, incorporate them into your daily life so that you can learn the power of such letters. One of the great sukkah, the great sheikhs of Islam and of Tasawwuf, of Sufism, he said that each letter in the Quran carries with it from 12,000 to 24,000 oceans. Oceans of meanings. And even if you wrote the same letter twice, it would still carry a different meaning. There's a saying in Islam, in Quran, in Sufism, in Tasawwuf, in spirituality, that each letter, if you take the first letter, Alif, and you take the last letter, Ya, and we look at those letters in a circular form, everything that exists between Alif and Ya. Everything that exists between Alif and Ya. This is powerful. So here we are. Let us recite the letters. I believe we left off with Dod, letter Dod. So tonight we begin with Ta, Ta, letter Ta. After Ta, we have Za, Za, letter Za, which in English would be letter Z. Letter Ta would be letter T, but it would be more of a Ta sound. Unlike the letter Ta, which is a more of a T sound. So we have three T's. We have three T sounds. We have Ta, Fa, and Ta. Ta. Many people in Islam who are named Talib, you hear people say Talib, but it really should be pronounced Talib. Talib means student. So here we have Ta. Then we have Za, Za, Za. Next we have, which is a letter that does not exist in English whatsoever. And that letter is Ain. Ain. It comes from the throat. Ain. Ain. So you want to practice that very carefully in the mirror. Ain. Next letter we have Ghain. Sounds like a G sound at the beginning. Ghain. You hear this sound in Al-Fatiha where we say Ghayli makhdubi alayhim. Ghain. Ghain. Next letter is Fa. Fa. Sounds like a F. Fa. Then we have Qaf. We have Huruuf or letter Qaf. Qaf. The next letter is letter, in English we would call it K. In Arabic we say Kah. Kaf. Kaf. And you hear this letter in words like Karima. 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 See? Kaf. The next letter is a very powerful letter. It has so many meanings. All of them have so many meanings. But this next letter has a very beautiful meaning that in history, as we go in history, because we write our history in advance, as we go, you will learn the many meanings to this letter. Letter Lam. Lam. Lam is shaped like a fishhook. Lam. Lam. Next letter would be letter Mim. Mim. Another letter with so a magnificent history with it, a magnificent meaning with it. Letter Mim. Mim. Next letter is Noon. Noon. Like the N sound. Noon. You hear this letter when we say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. That's the meme. Meme, Rahim at the end, and Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Malik Yawmiddin. N. You hear the N sound there, the noon sound. The noon sound, the N sound. Next letter, we have letter Wa. Letter Wa. Wa. Letter Wa. It is a letter, but it is also a connecting symbol used as a conjunction to conjoin two separate ideals in a sentence. And we'll get to that later on. But it's a beautiful letter as well. The next letter is a soft ha. Ha. In the last video, you learned ha, a hard ha. This one is a soft ha, like in the word Allah. Allah. At the end of Allah, there's a H sound, but it's very subtle. It's very subtle. And it represents a secret. It represents a seer. And inshallah, if it pleases the divine will, you will learn that secret. Inshallah. Your next letter is La. 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 You hear when we say Shahada, and even behind me on this symbol, you see La. You see La ilaha illallah. Muhammad Rasulullah. La. La. It is a negation. La, in this context, is a negation. It denies the existence of any ilah, of any deity. La ilaha. You see? With the exception of Allah. Alhamdulillah. The next letter is Hamza. Hamza is the sound of silence. And there's a whole lesson that is written on this by Sheikh Amir. Inshallah, we will share it with you. May Allah be pleased with him. And the last letter of the Alif Ba is Yah. Is Yah. Like in Yahya, which is the name of the Apostle John. Yah. Yahya. Yahya. His name is Yahya. So these are the Alif Ba, and we're going to run through them quickly so that you can hear all the sounds once more. Go back and watch the first video on Huruuf, and you will hear the beginning in a bit more detail. So we have Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim. Ha, Ha, Dal, Zal, Ra. Za, Sin, Shin, Sald, Dal. Ta, Da, Ain, Ghain, Fa. Qaf, Ka, Lam, Meen, Noon. Wah, Ha, La, Hamza, Yah. These are the letters of the Alif Ba. Study hard, my dear students. Study hard and ask questions and learn all about yourself, because it is that your subconscious reality that knows all about you. Everything about you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already encoded it within you. We are not teaching you something that is not already within. We are connecting with what is in to bring it to the surface. Inshallah. Thank you for listening, and may the divine bless you as I greet you in peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ameen.